Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sherman and this is Sherman's Spectrum, where we get to talk about queer content all around the world, or queer cinema all around the world. And I know it's been a while since my last video. I have been swamped with work, it's been really crazy and intense, but all good stuff, nothing to complain about. And I really just wanted to take the time to talk about a film that I recently watched a couple of months ago, actually. So I watched this film a couple of months ago, but it's been literally on my mind for so long. And given the fact that there's been so much queer content coming out this past couple of months, TV shows and films, and I recently watched My Policeman, and I recently finished Young Royals Season 2, and there's so much happening that I literally feel like I cannot keep up. So I better start making videos again, otherwise I will literally explode. It's been raining gay, and it's time to talk about it. So Wildhood is the film that I'm going to be talking about today. And Wildhood follows the main protagonist, Link, who basically is half white, half Native American, or half Caucasian, and has a half brother named Travis, played by Avery Winters Anthony. Now basically the whole plot of the film is that Link, who's living in a home that's very, very, very toxic. He has an abusive father. He has an uncle who sort of just is there but isn't really there. There's really no room for communication. His brother seems to have had an accident where he only has one eye and is wearing a patch throughout the entire film. And apart from that, Link really despises the fact that he has Mi'kmaq culture, which is Native American culture, and tries his really best to hide that from his features by dyeing his hair blonde. And this is a sort of way to suppress his ancestral heritage. Now, on one of the occasions when he ends up fighting with his father, he basically discovers that his mother is still alive, where he discovers an old, unopened birthday card. And he questions his father, an argument breaks out, and eventually ends up leaving with his younger brother Travis, to search and find his mom. So this is basically where the whole plot of the film takes off. It's basically where we get to see these two younger brothers, or these two brothers, go on a journey in the eastern Canadian area of Nova Scotia, trying to find his mother. Now the difference is because Link is Native American, or half Native American, you can definitely see the differences between him and his brother Travis. And basically, traveling with no money, they come across another friend who is open-hearted, very beautiful, and that will be Pasme, played by Joshua Odick. I hope I did not butcher that name. So basically Pasme is sort of their life raft. He sort of helps them with his truck, drives them around, and offers to buy them food. And Pasme, who happens to be Native American, sort of sees that Link is Native American, but is trying really hard to suppress this part of himself, and eventually becomes really intrigued with Link. And there's a sort of bromance that starts to evolve between the two, but it's still very subtle at first, and there's, these stealing glances at one another. And what's really interesting about the film is that, as I mentioned, as though it is an LGBTQ film as much as a coming of age film, it's the LGBTQ representation that is really what we deserve, because it's not quote unquote a film about being gay. It's more a film about a character who just happens to discover his sexuality and his sexual orientation, while also trying to come to terms with who he is as a person, as his heritage, with his culture, along with his brother. Now, both him and his brother, I wouldn't really say that Travis hates Native American culture or Mi'kmaq culture, but there is this really particular scene where, I forgot their names. There is a particular scene where Pasme is trying to teach Link the powwow dance, which is a very traditional Native American dance, and Padme happens to be a powwow dancer. So Link, of course, seeing how interesting and intriguing this is, tries to dance or learn how to dance, and his brother just ends up making a joke, and this sort of puts Link off, and he sort of feels that he needs to suppress this more. And this is where Padme just asks him, what's your problem? Why would you do this to your brother? And basically, eventually throughout the film, Avery or Travis starts to learn that, that his brother is half Native American and does belong to the Mi'kmaq culture, and starts to slowly come around with accepting who his brother is. And this also happens with Link as well, and you can sort of see him asking, Padme, as they travel along the journey, how do you say this, and how do you say thank you, and all of these, parts of his culture that he forgot. And they spend a lot of time having these really close, intimate conversations with one another. And I think this is what makes the film more intriguing for me, was just this, nothing was too forced, it wasn't just put upon us. The performances feel very, very accurate and real, like I would definitely say that the performance from Travis, the younger actor, is definitely a little bit more forced, but like I said, he did such an amazing role that he even won an award for it. And basically throughout the film, he does eventually find his mom, and it's really more about a son trying to reconnect with a lost parent. And he just wants to ask his mom a question, whether or not she abandoned him or if she really loved him. And he finally gets his answer that his mom never wanted to give him up. But of course, living with his father, living in that toxic environment, having to give up her heritage as Mi'kmaq was just definitely not something that she wanted to do. So she eventually had no choice but to leave. And the fact that Link was able to find her and ask her these questions and discover parts of himself is really what makes the film beautiful. And of course, the romantic relationship between Link and Padme that develops, in the evening. And although it does feel a little bit too forced, I don't know what it is about gay scenes that are very unrealistic, but the scene is definitely beautiful. It's very quiet. It's been referred to as a moonlight scene. Like, if any of you have ever seen the film Moonlight, there's a lot of similarities in terms of that intimacy between Link and Padme, and I definitely think that it's a really great film. And the ending of the film, where we get to finally see Link dressed up in the traditional Native American, not Link, Padme dressed up in the Native American attire as they're both dancing, and we get to see Travis finally joining them as a trio, and it's really, really, really beautiful. What's also interesting to note is that, when Link's mom hints at the fact that he's gay, because there's something about this film that, the whole LGBTQ, you're gay, I'm gay, it's not really forced or ever really spoken about in the film. I think that's what I love about the film, is that it treats us, its audience, with so much respect that we can kind of see what's happening. We don't really need to be spoon-fed, like, okay, he's gay and he's gonna say he's gay 500 times, because like I said, his character gets to exist outside of his sexuality. It's really more about discovering who he is as a person, his native culture, and just becoming one with who he is. And by the end of the film, it is truly beautiful. This film definitely deserves to be watched hundreds of times. Like I said, the Canadians have done it again. They have won me over with their films. It's really beautiful. Anyway, this is the end for this review. My name is Sherman, and this is Sherman's Spectrum. If you would like to see more content like this, or you would like to see this channel really grow and to become what I know this channel could be, please remember to like and hit that subscribe button, and tell me in the comments below, have you guys seen this? What do you think of Wildhood? Do you think it's just another typical romance, coming of age film, or is it definitely something that's grounded? I would definitely say that this film, to me, felt really, really grounded, and there were some scenes that just didn't need to be there, especially the love scene. I felt that, you know, as much as it's a film about boys, you know, discovering parts of who they are, coming into accepting their bodies, for example, I would definitely say that the relationship dynamic between Link and Padme, you know, not in a sexual context, was already good enough. We didn't really need to see a lovemaking scene, but the fact that it is there just cements it more and makes it even more perfect for the film. Anyway, this is the end of this video. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching.